Hey, what's up guys? Got Press Check Addict here. Today I just want to talk a little bit about my G45. Alright, let's clear the weapon first, safety first. Got an empty mag. We should be clear.
So let me be clear.
So a little background history, the G45 is actually my first firearm. So shout out to my brother who helped me get further into guns. I think growing up we both actually really like guns and like knives, for example. But as you get older, you get to finally get into like the real stuff. You go from like mall knives, like $20 knives from the mall, to like paintball or airsoft and whatnot. So basically, he took me to this range and a bunch of rentals. I did some research beforehand. I had a little list. I was like, okay, like I want to check out the CCP-10C, the Glock 19, the Glock 19X, the M&P9, the SIG, and like he went down. He like spent the whole day with me. We went down the line and tried them all out. And I think it's funny. A lot of people online would ask like, oh, like what's a good first gun to buy? But it's like you really, really should go try it in hand at the range because you have different grips, different grip angles. You might not like the the height over bore. You might not like the controls. You might not like the trigger. So definitely, if you're a new gun owner, first time gun owner, like thinking about it, go to the range, check it out, spend some time, do some research. I really thought my first gun would actually be the Smith & Wesson M&P9. I had this like airsoft version of it when I was younger, and I really liked how it like felt and everything. But real guns are very different. I learned that the hinge trigger they have, that two-piece, I wasn't a fan of that. Very mushy, and it felt like when I shot it at the range, it felt like the whole slide was like reciprocating like so slow. I could like feel it like go like ka-chunk, like like back and forth. Wasn't a fan of that. And also, I think I couldn't really reach the slide release. I don't know why that was. Maybe I was like too anxious with my first time like shooting guns, and like my fingers like were shorter than they were for some reason. But that's when I got to the Glock. I loved how like simple it was. Just a very simple little metal tab. It was like perfect for where my hand was. You can reach all the controls great. I think great first gun for me. So shout out to my brother. If you're watching this, I really appreciate that. That was a day to remember for sure. Yeah, just quick rundown on the accessories. If you notice, I always keep my triggers very stock. I don't like to alter them too much. Like I know some guys like Apex, Timney, there's a handful of triggers you can always do, but I just don't want to get into that. I just have the TLR1 HL right here because this is more like my bedside piece. I like to just have like a bigger light with bigger lumens. I think it kind of helps with the weight. The weight is actually nice. I got the RMR Type 2. This is the adjustable one. You can adjust brightness or have it on, manual adjust or automatic adjust. I'm sorry. And I actually have the 6.25 MOA dot. So I know some people like the smaller dots, like 325, but I'm a fan of the bigger dot. I think in self-defense, you're not going to be shooting 50, 100 yards with your pistol. You want a bigger dot to like acquire that faster. Also, I have a Terran Tactical Gen 5. I think it's the EDC magwell, so it's a little bit smaller than their like competition one, which is like massive. I only picked this up recently. I think Gen 5 Glocks already have that flared magwell built in. This is kind of aesthetic, but actually it does help a bit. I noticed on the range when you like index, you can be lazier with your indexing when you reload your mags, and also I think it helps me like my hands kind of like hug into it, nicely with support hand, which is awesome. And then for iron sights, I have Ameriglow Hackathorn. So my favorite iron sight is always the orange front post and black rears. I think it's less distracting when the back is like black dot rather than having like two dots here, another dot there, and your red dot. But if you notice, these are actually not suppressor height sights. I'm not really a fan of those as they, your RMR window's tiny already. You got your suppressor height sights, and now your window's like halfway. It's very distracting to me. I guess you could say I'm putting a lot of faith in my dot not going down, but in the case that it does, I think my, like natural point of aim, I think some people don't like that, but natural point of aim kind of will be fine in like maybe 10 yards, we'll say. So maybe one day I'll plan on like, I think Dawson Precision makes some great ones for like a lower co-witness. That'd be something I'd be okay with. So I will like stay tuned for that update. Maybe that'll happen. If you got a recommendation, drop it in the comments and I'll check them out. I also know there's totally like controversy. Some people are like, oh, like why'd you give us the full size grip and the compact slide? We wanted like the 19L. We wanted the full, like the longer slide with the shorter grip, like a 19L hybrid or something. So I really enjoy the proportions of this. It's another reason why I really enjoy this pistol. I think when you carry like appendix or something, it it sits very like flush, and like when you bend over, sit down in a car, it's not that bad. With the light, it's probably redundant, but I do carry with a TLR7A, so it's more flush fitting. And then you got like a full purchase on this, so when when you draw, when you grip, everything, I think it really does help affect that. If you have bigger hands, this might be a better option than the 19, for example, where your pinky's like hanging off. Also, you know, you have a lot of people that, you know, have a 19, then they add a +2 or +3, you know, extension. They got this X300, and it's like you damn near have a G34, you know? It's like kind of redundant. But I really do enjoy the proportions of this, and you know, it's worth checking out if you have, like, let's say a G19, G17. Like, you can definitely check this out. But I think, you know, the grass is greener on the other side. I do wish I have a 19. Ironically, that's the one gun I don't have, because like you can always add a +2 extension to your 19. I, however, cannot take away this length. So you know, I can conceal this fine. You know, I'm like 5'8", like 180 athletic build. So you know, if you dress a little bit looser, not overly tight, and like your chest can help push out your t-shirt so it drapes over it. You know, if you got tactical tummy, then that might be a little issue. So definitely worth checking out. It's a great fall gun, in my personal opinion. Great fall and winter gun. So that is going to be the end of my video. I actually started making firearm content like on Instagram like 2 months ago, and I just really wanted to share some of my own builds and some like photos you can get. I think the photography is a great element of firearms. You know, the subtle details of everything I really enjoy. It's like a little art piece to me. I will be making more videos in the future about my other builds, so stay tuned. You can check out my Instagram. You know, drop a like and subscribe on this. I will link everything in the bio. All right, peace out and stay safe.